I got to tell you about based Rand Paul. Ron Paul, not Rand Paul. Rand Paul's a rhino. Out with the rhino. In with the father, the daddy. Libertarian Ron Paul. I used to think he was a joke. Because he'd be like, so what? I don't care. He'd be like that. What's going on in the overseas, right? And I agreed about I don't care, but he just seemed like goofy. And the mainstream media portrayed him as goofy and off the wall too, and I probably fell for that in addition to it. And he talks sort of like a mama, a little bit, high-pitched voice. But it turns out you guys who are all Ron Paul guys, some libertarians, lawbritarians, and some of them are more right-wingers who are more sensible than the libertarians, lawbritarians, knew that he was right. He was like an honest politician, if there are any. Now, I'm censoring part of this clip. I saw this on TKR Official on Telegram, a resident historian, Asmodor. He said there's a coup, but I'm censoring that. I disavow that for the sake of my channel. There's no coup. The CIA didn't necessarily kill JFK. Did they? Or did they? I don't know. I don't really care. JFK, Irish, Catholic. What can we do about it anyway? No, I'm not for killing anybody, even Irish or even Catholics. That's wrong. But I heard they helped with the cover-up, right? But that doesn't mean they did it necessarily. But anyway, let me play the clip. He's talking about that based, funny guy, George Santos. I'd call him based, but he's not morally straight, as in gay. And George Santos is a Republican. He's supporting Trump right now. But he lied about a bunch of stuff according to the liberal media and the phony politicians who are a bunch of liars about consequential things. Turns out Ron Paul agrees with me. Purportedly, this is a clip of Ron Paul being interviewed on, what is it? Is it on Tim Pool's show? You know, that liberal guy, former independent journalist guy. Now he's a, you know Tim Pool? Ever heard of him? Anyway, here's clip 15. Ron Paul on the based, and I use the term loosely, funny liar George Santos, I think. Here it is.
We don't have any resemblance to a government that believes in a republic. We don't have honest money. We don't have integrity. We don't even have people in Washington that even pretends, you know, that you're supposed to tell the truth. You know, remember just recently there was a congressperson that won, and he won by putting on his resume just a bunch of lies. and the other ones got hysterical, the other congressman, telling lies like this. And I got to thinking, well, how many of these people that were complaining about this guy telling lies, how many of them lied when they raised their hand up and swore to uphold the Constitution? Now, that's a lie that really has consequences. Actually, you could probably make fun and make a little joke because his jokes weren't, everybody knew he was fibbing, but the real lies are being told, and that is our big problem.
That's true, man. That's true. Big bump, all caps. Ron Paul has always been right! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Yeah. Man, I was like laughing and shrugging you guys off. Turns out you're right. All you conspiracy theorists, all you lawbritarians, all you right-wingers, you racists. He also stated, and I'll see if I can read through it, because I cut out some important stuff, right? I'm arguing the case where in the middle of it and moving right along, and the revolution has been fought. There's been a coup. I disavow. But, you know, we don't have a country anymore. We don't have any resemblance of a government to a government that believes in a republic. Don't have honest money, don't have integrity, as you heard him say. But I do believe there has been a coup. It's been taken over. And if I want to, I can want to just put a date in my mind. Anybody could pick probably any date. I was afraid he was going to say J6. But no, I disavow that. You could probably pick any date in the last 100 years or maybe 150 years. Maybe 175 years, whatever, right? Maybe 220 years, 250 years. Anyway, I would have picked November 22nd, 1963, the day Kennedy was murdered by our government, by the CIA. I don't know if that's true. I disavow it, just for the sake of my channel. But anyway, Ron says what I say. Who cares about meaningless lies? Oh, let's overreact to George Santos with his little, I lost 4 employees in the Pulse nightclub shooting. Oh, I'm a proud American Jew, even though he's Catholic and Hispanic. He's just Jewish. I am a proud gay, even though he was married at one point to a woman. Different things like that. Oh, I graduated from college. My mother died in 9/11 from 9/11. She died 15 years later. Who cares? They do actual evil stuff like racism is real. Like, we need equal rights for women. Or fake idea called marriage equality. Ron Paul's not for that, is he? I know he's a libertarian, but he's not a socially liberal guy, is he? Social libertarian? I feel like I'm Matthew with 1 T of Caught in the Middle 0823, who interviewed me. My boy Ron Paul, let's go. He also says, don't do the weird Tucker Carlson strange Kermit sound. Man. He also says, hey, this singer has feminine qualities as a male. Yeah, all singers are liberals and female-minded, including John Schlitt, even though he's on fire for God. It's like the losers who call Trump a liar. You're like Tony from California calling in a hate show, talking about, oh, Trump's a liar. I don't know if Tony says it, but people say, Trump is a liar. He's the liar in chief. 10,000 lies from the lying, failing New York Times slimes documenting it. They hate him because he tells the general truth, and then he says stuff that's, okay, so like he says $85 billion of equipment was left by America in Afghanistan. Okay, it's really 2 billion or 6 billion or something like that. Not 85 billion. We've spent 85 billion and then abandoned it and left it worse off, something like that. Oh yeah, that's a lie that really matters. Not. Trump says stuff, I had the biggest crowd. And they're like, oh, if he's lying about that, then he's lying about other things. And he's, Trump never lies. He's my idol, says Eli_Ja. I assume he's being sarcastic. But he's like, they hate him for telling the truth, as Tucker Carlson says. They don't hate him for his purported lies. They hate him when for telling the truth. Like, Mexico is not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists. The people coming up through Mexico, not all of them are Mexican, but 60% were at some point of the illegals. So he's one of the premier truth tellers. Is that premier with an E at the end or no E at the end? Trump. So shout out to Ron Paul. Rand Paul, I like him too, but he's a kiss up to the blacks. Trump is too. And the women. Trump kisses up to the women. And it's been very destructive. Very true. Somebody talked about if China takes Taiwan. As based, libertarian Rand Paul said, oh, so what? I don't care. What a mess.